Jambo, my name is KANIU-LAKE. I am the founding director of Agatha Amani House, a shelter for survivors of sexual and domestic violence in Naivasha, Kenya. In a year, we shelter over 25 women and their children and refer over 50 women to other shelters. These women stay in our shelter for a minimum of 6 months to a year, depending on an individual case. When they arrive at Agatha Amani House, they are supported with shelter, food, and basic needs. During the first 3 months, all the survivors undergo counseling to help them heal and recover from emotional trauma caused by domestic violence, sexual abuse and exploitation, and other gender-based violence. In the remaining 3 months or more, the women go through some manual and soft skill training to empower them and ensure self-sufficiency. And when they have reached a satisfactory level of confidence, they begin their transition phase. More often than not, gains made by survivors while at the shelter are always at risk when they get back to the community. This must be safeguarded before these women relapse and go back to their abusive relationships or even ingress into sex industry and other harmful dealings just to fend for their families. Following the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the safe spaces and opportunities for women and girls, and even the male gender, especially the vulnerable ones, are fast decreasing and threatening their survival, and this makes our beneficiaries not an exception, thus putting them in high risk of continued or new forms of violence and exploitation. This needs to be mitigated and must be stopped. It's from this culture that we came up with the Jijenge transition program,
which needs to be funded.
Jijenge in Swahili means build yourself up. This project will help prevent our survivors from leaving the shelter physically and emotionally fit, but economically inadequate, which would heighten the risk of going back to harmful relationships or being taken advantage of. When the Jijenge project started almost a year ago, little did we know that this was it. That our survivors, after getting this support as they are reintegrated back to the community, would help sustain the change and impact of our work, avoiding them to relapse back to abuse and exploitation. The idea of empowerment directed at vulnerable and socially excluded domestic and sexual violence survivors is ideal, as it will help women to regain control of their lives and install in them motivation to reclaim their position in the community.
The Jijenge Fund
will support livelihood improvements for individual women and their collectives through small seed grants, business advisory services, better access to markets, livelihood and personal initiative skills and innovations. The support will include seed capital for their businesses or for vocational skills training depending on an individual's interest and capability. 3 months rent, house basic equipment, and daycare for their small children. Our committed staff will continue mentoring the women for both personal and business development beyond the shelter life. Please hear their voice from me. We need you. We need your support. We need the people who believe in the same values to join us and donate towards this noble cause and solution for these women. Your support is equal to these women's empowerment. It is equal to their voice.